It's 6 o'clock in the morning. What else do we need to do? How about an iron review? Oh, welcome back to the Big Golf Shop. Jim McCleary. We are in the fitting room today, this morning. As you can tell, it's still night. Actually, it's morning. About 6 in the morning, got up a little early, had some club work to do, which you'll probably see in another video. And we got some new shipments in. I'm actually a lot of the new gears coming in. You saw where I did the Big Bertha driver, right? And now I've received the Big Bertha irons. So, Big Bertha irons. And the Big Bertha irons are being promoted as kind of we won't say slice correction, but they take out a lot of the slice for that. And that's what we're going to see if it does that. Now, another thing that they've done is, obviously there's a lefty model, but they've also included a ladies model. And the ladies model is called a Reva. Well, they're called Revas. So they have a driver model. There's a whole ladies line for this. Lighter, shorter, all that kind of stuff. However, if ladies, you're going to go get fit and it turns out you're not in a ladies thing, it's not a big deal. You can still hit the Reva club and have a guy shaft in it. To the point, if you're really quite the golfer, you don't need the Reva club. You can just get the regular club and hit it just fine. They tend to be just slightly lighter. However, that might not be for you. So let's go find out. Let's go measure them. Let's go hit them. And let's do a review on them. You saw me measure them. I got 37 inches in length, 62 degrees in lie, a 28-degree loft angle, and I got an appropriate swing weight based on we know what the weight is supposed to be. And the shaft is right in the middle of the stiff range, so that's pretty good, or just above the middle of the stiff range. So when the weight comes in, it'll be perfect. Now, what was it supposed to be? Well, it's supposed to be 37 inches, 62 and a half, 29, and still in the stiff range, and we need to get to about a D0. So what does that mean? Well, a degree, I give everybody a degree, half a degree of leeway in everyone, and this thing hits all the marks, so we're fine there. So let's go back and let's check and see how they're going to hit. All right, so we now know what they weighed, and you notice that it came in at a C5. Well, just about the time I was putting this together, Callaway sent us a note, and it was just, within hours of each other, that the heads were light. And a bonus package to them, because a lot of people probably wouldn't have noticed. But they were about 10 grams light. And so I talked to the guy that was the fitting, in charge of fitting, and we talked about where placement needed to go, and for folks that had the capability of doing it. Right? And so I did. And he was wondering what was going to happen, and I told him what I was going to do. So I went back and I hit him again, and the difference was just crazy different, okay, just crazy different. And so we're going to show you that. But just to kind of give you an idea of what happened, here's what it looks like without, and here's what it looks like with the lead tape. So not too bad. I didn't take away from the aesthetics of the club, I don't think, but I really improved the handling. So what kind of handling did we did? Let's go find out. All right, so this is from another video that I've either done or you're going to see shortly, in that the head, as we talked, came in a little light, and we made it to the standard weight. The one on the bottom was the light, and the next one we call Rev 1 was the standard weight. So if we concentrate just for the purposes of the review, this is, and keep in mind, this is a 7 iron, so you know that they're strong.
And 192 carry, 202 on the average, with hunting the center line pretty doggone close. Swinging close to 94 mile an hour. I'm hitting it what I would consider pretty good. Spin rate's a little bit down for a 7-iron, but it's still going to fade because, or it's going to stop because of the height that it's coming into, which is pretty high. And just a lot of good things that are happening. Now, if we go back here and we see, so the very first shot, which is a warm-up shot, right down the groove, right? So that promising numbers. So if we go up to the fourth, let's go up a little bit more. Here's a big one that we hit, and it was a bit of a pull, which pulls are pretty much bigger type hits. 203, 213, hit it very well, swung pretty fast, it's pretty decent, but a little bit of a pull. So let's do this one. Here's one that's a little over 200, and down the middle again. I think that'd be kind of just a teeny baby fade, honestly. And one more just to show you that it can go far. Let's try this guy. And again, that was the pull shot. Let's give you the one that's a little bit better. And there's another one. So all in all, this thing's hunting the center line. Yes, I pulled it. Yes, I can fade it. Is it a slice-proof club? No, but it, my particular shots are typically fades anyway. But I'm concentrating more into the center. So the whole thing here was actually pretty good. Now, something you may not see in another review is how did the shaft act? All right, and what we want to see is here, this is a combination of all the paths that I took, but more from a graphic representation. There's the acceleration profile for me, all right, and this as a whole, we want it going at this particular angle, maybe a tad bit steeper, but the fact that we're very, very close, very, very consistent, means that I can probably handle this club as far as swinging it goes. So the RCH 65S is a very stout shaft for a guy swinging 95, basically, when it comes to a 7-iron. So that's a fairly stout deal. So if you're smooth, you very, very well may like it. All right, for the way that they landed, we talked about being in the center. You even see these in the center. That's just the warm-up shots. But you find them right here with the big pulls, big tugs are going to be way out here. But in that mid 195, and keep in mind, again, a 7-iron. So all in all, very nice performing club. I think it would work out for a lot of people. So now all we need to do is go see how and who we would, recommend these for. So let's go there.
So as you can tell, I really did get a hold of it when I added the 10 grams, and it remarkably so, which is kind of weird. I didn't think it would be that big of an improvement. I never considered myself a super duper quality golfer, but I actually felt the difference. I mean, we always say 2 to 3 swing weight points is almost undeterminable. Well, I was up to 5, right? And I felt it, and it felt more solid. It got the ball in there, pattern got tighter, and that's a great thing. Now, what does that mean for somebody getting fit? Does that mean that everybody needs to start going and putting 10 grams on there? No, not at all. What I was doing is we had something that was out of the range low light, and I made it back to normal, okay? Back to normal. So when you're doing something like that, again, it's up to the fitter. It's up to the fitter to get the right shaft in there, the right angles, the right lengths, the right flexes, all that stuff for you. The idea here is that we added it to the normal weight, right, what they would be producing them at, and it produced some really good results, okay? My tendency is to be a fade, and these things are going down the middle with some pulls. It's a great little club, extraordinarily strong. Now, who would these guys fit? Well, Callaway makes no bones of saying this is for a guy that fades or slices the ball, because the less that you fade or you slice, the further it will go straighter. And that's true. I mean, if you're bending it like this, or if you're going like that, and they're going the same distance, you're going to be like that, and this is going to be longer. It's just the way it is. Did it help? Yeah, it did. The thicker top line doesn't bother me. The bigger bottom, I could see where that would be a problem for guys that are pickers, But as a whole, I think it's a pretty comfortable club to stand behind. The new RCH shaft I thought was going to be kind of a jokey kind of thing is a very serious shaft. I would definitely, hey, pluses to Callaway for the new design and bringing back some RCH. That's pretty good. The 80, KBS 80 is a club that's going to help guys, really help guys that bring the club all the way around and still stay kind of light, something that maybe graphite might be too light, where the steel could help you out and it will still feel smooth and soft. So something to consider. They have the full range of irons, the full range of hybrids, the full range of fairwoods, the full range of drivers. So if you're just if you're having that issue with some of the fade or some of the slice and you just don't have that time or inclination to fix it, and you're going to be an average type the average weekend golfer and you want to be out with the buds, this very well may be the set for you. If you're a guy that promotes a hook or does a tremendous pull, probably not. You're going to see the inside of the fairway quite a bit more. If you're a guy that tends to hit heavy, you're going to love these, right? You're absolutely going to love them. For a very forgiving club, when you look down at a dress, it looks very, very compact. So I think you're going to enjoy it. So first and foremost, get fit, make sure that's the club for you. Make sure you get the right shaft because of all the availabilities that are out there. Get the right grip so it feels good. Get the right set makeup so that you're going to use all the clubs and not just some. And as always, let's see your scores. Go low.